So you finally found a product that you are excited and you want to sell on Amazon in the Middle East. Now it's time for you to find a supplier or a manufacturer for that product. In this video, we're going to go through a small little hack or a small little system where you can find good suppliers on Alibaba at low prices. If that's interesting for you, you'll find all the information in this video. Just keep on watching. If this is your first time watching a video on this channel, hi, my name is Crystal. I'm an Amazon seller and I'm the founder of Amazon Sellers Society. Our mission is to help entrepreneurs and businesses sell successfully on Amazon in the Middle East. If you want more information, you can just go to our website or check all the links in the description box below. Now, you did all your sourcing work and you found a unique product, and now you're ready to start looking for manufacturers or suppliers, because just having an idea is not enough. Now it's time to make it a reality. We have to jump on the #1 website for suppliers and for sourcing, which is Alibaba.com. A lot of you are, you're not really happy with using Alibaba.com. The reason why you see most Amazon sellers use Alibaba is because it's simply a very easy way to contact a lot of suppliers all in one place. So you can find suppliers not necessarily only from China. Yes, primarily most of the suppliers are Chinese. However, you can find suppliers from India, from all other countries, even from the US. You can find them on Alibaba.com, but you have to be basically looking for them. So you need to filter the system in order to find products that are not being manufactured in China, if your product is the type of product that would benefit if it was from a European country, for example. That's the first reason why Alibaba is good. However, the second reason would be because of the trade assurance. So when Alibaba introduced the idea of trade assurance, it was because there was a lot of people that were experiencing scams. They were experiencing basically paying for the product and not having the product arrive. There was no guarantee, there was nothing. And that's why they created the trade assurance system, which is in a way is just a small way just to protect you in case something happens. Hopefully nothing happens, but in case something happens, anything, the quality of the product, the manufacturing wasn't up to the standards or the level that you had negotiated with your supplier. Something happened even with the shipping, because also trade assurance goes into shipping. If you were to pay through the trade assurance for your freight forwarder, you have a lot of ways in order to be recompensated. Maybe you don't get all your money back, but at least you get some damages. Plus, any supplier, it's my belief that any supplier that agrees to the trade assurance is somebody that's there to, get the job done, not there basically just to steal your money and run away. That's why primarily I talk about Alibaba. Most Amazon sellers always talk about Alibaba. Obviously, when you're supplying small quantities or when you're finding manufacturers for the first time, then when you're moving on and you're scaling the quantity of products that you are ordering, you can directly start working with the supplier after you've vetted them and after you've ordered once or twice from them. Now you can move on and start working with them directly. It would be better, especially if you're ordering bigger quantities. What about samples? So I'm gonna also talk about samples. Should you order samples actually, and how can you reduce the prices that you're probably gonna have to pay for samples? I'm gonna talk about that at the end of the video. Before I get started and before we jump on Alibaba, so I can show you what you need to do, it's important for you to know that each and every region in China is specialized for a particular product. So if you were to source a product or try to sell a product that is in the electronics category, you're probably going to find that all the suppliers are in Shenzhen, which is Chinese region. For example, for wood and bamboo products, you also find it in a different region. So each and every Chinese region is basically specialized for a type of product, even for toys. So in the beginning, when you're starting out and you know nothing about the product that you're sourcing, you don't have that information. The second information, the second type of information that you don't have is the prices. So you don't know what is considered a bottom price and what is considered a high price and what is the average price for this particular product. And that's why you need to be contacting a lot of suppliers. Let me show you. Let's jump on Alibaba. So I'm on Alibaba right now. And I want to source yoga mats. So rather than sourcing through products, why not source through suppliers? Because we're going to have to talk to a lot of suppliers. I'm talking, around 40, 50 suppliers. If you can, then that would be fantastic. The reason is, yes, of course, you don't need that many suppliers, and you obviously don't want to hear back, from all of these suppliers. However, you need to contact as many suppliers as you can because you need to try to figure out how much the product would actually cost. So basically, by that, I mean, if you are actually talking to only a handful of suppliers, so if you're only talking to, let's say, 3 or 4 or 5 suppliers, so you're going to not understand exactly how much the average price of this product is. However, when you talk to a lot of suppliers, you're going to get maybe one supplier that gives you something as low as $1 for price for the product, and somebody that gives you an astronomical price of 14, for example. However, the rest are going to be anywhere around 5 to 6. Of course, that depends on the product. I'm just trying to give you an example. So now you know the regular and normal price is around that much, and now you can negotiate. Obviously, you don't want to go for the supplier that has really, really low prices, because that only means that their quality is much lower than the average prices. But now you can negotiate with your other suppliers if you want to. Now, how can you do it in a way that's very efficient and doesn't take a lot of time? You simply go through the supplier list and you just favorite the ones that you like. Okay, so you just favorite them. Don't do exactly what I'm doing. Obviously, look at the suppliers and double check that they work according to what to your criteria and what you want. So I'm just going to be adding all of those, and I'm going to show you right now what I'm going to do with them. So let me click for this one, and I want to check my favorites. So you go into your favorites, and there's a way where you can create the suppliers in a way where you can group them. So now I'm in my favorites, and I can move over to the suppliers, and I get a list of all the suppliers that I just added, and they are actually ungrouped, but I want to group them. So let me create a group, and I'll call it yoga mat. Confirm, and I can choose all of them, and I can move them to yoga mat. So now it's very easy for me to just click on the yoga mat people and contact all the suppliers in one go. There you go, all of them. And you can just add all the information that you want right here, and you can send the inquiry all in one go, and you'll start getting some information from them. So if you are sourcing more than one product, that would be an easy way for you just to create a system that is a little bit more organized. And that way you can talk to all those suppliers straight away and explain to them exactly what you're looking for and start getting some numbers so you can start negotiating, of course. Now, what about samples? Are samples important? Of course, samples are very important, especially if you're starting out on Amazon and you're starting out on Alibaba and you don't really know what to expect. So ordering a sample is very important, especially that it's gonna probably help you not make a very big mistake. Now, you might be in a hurry, you might want to start selling as soon as possible. You can rely on real life images, basically asking your supplier to take images of the product, real images, not the photoshopped version of images that we see on Alibaba page, in order to get a better understanding if that's a product that you want. And you might want to order it as a sample or not at all. That's not at all the product that you were looking for. That way you can, minimize ordering a sample. But you can also do something called consolidated shipping for samples, meaning you can send several samples from several suppliers to one freight forwarder and get it shipped as one sample to wherever you live in the UAE. So that would be a way of reducing the prices instead of having to pay for 3 different samples or 4 different samples or as many samples as you want from different suppliers, and then having to pay anywhere between $50 or even $150 per sample, depending on the size of the product. So instead of having to do that, you can consolidate them all together. It is going to take a little bit longer. It is going to take a little bit more time, but it's going to reduce the prices of your samples by around 20 to 30%, which is okay when you're ordering a lot of samples for a lot of products if you're sourcing more than one product. I will leave a link to a few of the freight forwarders that you can ask or you can use them to consolidate your samples in China. I'll leave them in the description box below, or you can simply go onto Alibaba and search for, there are a fantastic number of freight forwarders that can do that service for you all the way to the UAE or KSA or wherever you live, because of course you can be selling on Amazon in the Middle East and you don't even need to be living here. So that's the great thing about becoming an e-commerce seller. You can have freedom and you can decide to live wherever you want. That's all the information for today's video. I hope it was helpful. As always, make sure that you share this video with like-minded people so we can grow our community. And I'll see you in another video with more information. Bye.